Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be unboxing and testing the CUAV NEO 4SE GPS, a top tier GNSS module for drones and UAVs. Big thanks to CUAV for sponsoring this video and sending it over. But I'll not be just talking in theory, I'll mount it on a 3D printed frame and test its return to home accuracy, position hold stability and even speed runs. And if you are new here, at Mech Ninja we test and build 3D printed projects, so make sure to subscribe. And let me tell you, these tests didn't exactly go smoothly. Alright, let's open this up and see what's inside. We get the Neo 4 SE GPS module, compact, solid and well built. Along with it comes a cable and a mounting stand for easy installation on a drone or rover. And here is the double-sided tape along with 2 screws. The design is sturdy, so even in case of a crash, it's less likely to be damaged. It also has a 360-degree RGB ring light, giving high visibility during night flights. These two LEDs shows satellite reception, and if they serve more functions, I'll cover that later. The highlight of this GPS is that it supports multiple satellite systems, that is GPS, GLONASS, VDEO and Galileo, which means faster lock and reliable signals even in tricky environment. It also has an inbuilt safety switch, something I earlier had to add separately. For more details, you can check the CUAV website. The link is in the description. Now let's start. This is a single piece printed frame, stronger and more rigid than my earlier smaller designs. I printed it with 0.2 mm layerite and 30% infill. For motors, I am using Sunny Sky X2212 980 kV motor, thrust tested in my previous video. Click on the I button to watch it. You can also use the A2212 1000 kV motor. Attach the motor plate along with the motor for faster heat dissipation. Make sure to mount these motors in the correct orientation. I'll be using the Bell Heli 45 ampere ESCs along with LED strobe lights covered with clear PLA housings. Wires run neatly through the arms and ESCs are zip tied under them. Power comes from a CUAV distribution board with an analog power module. XT60 connectors are mounted firmly with screws. I'll be using the 433 MHz telemetry. And for control, a 6-channel FSI6 receiver is used with antennas placed on both sides for better coverage. The mid plate allows extra electronics. This is the battery tray that can fit multiple batteries, including an 8000 mAh 3S pack. I'll be using the CUAV Nano 7 flight controller. I have unboxed and tested it in my 3D printed tricopter video. You can click on the I button to watch it. It's mounted with 4 screws connected to power module, receiver and ESC cables. Orientation is set for ArduPilot. Telemetry goes to the Tele1 port while GPS connects to CAN port. I have designed 2 top covers, one for the Nano 7 and another one for thinner flight controllers like Pixoc. Both STL files are in the description. The GPS stand is mounted using 2 screws. Attach the telemetry antenna extender and fix the top plate with 4 screws. The GPS is held with double-sided tape. Although this motor is economical with EOLO 1038 prop, but I'll be using the standard 1045 propellers, attaching it with M6 nuts of the right orientation. Connect the telemetry antenna and the drone is ready. The drone is quite unique in itself, as it is designed in a single piece frame and has all the features that any drone needs. I have designed it so compactly that the distance between 2 propellers is quite less. Now let's check its weight, and it is around 744 grams. On first power up, the GPS RGB ring lights up, showing everything is working fine. So I'll be running a couple of tests on this drone and its GPS system. We have got 3 things to check. First is the return to home accuracy, second is position hold stability, and third is the speed run. So let's get started. I'll place the drone right in the center of the landing pad. First I'll take off in stabilize mode. And now I switch to GPS mode. Since it's already far from the starting point, I'll trigger return to home. And here it comes, landing just about 15 cm away from the pad. That's really impressive. Now let's test the same feature on the Mavic. As I had returned to home, suddenly it started raining heavily out of nowhere. I have to abort the mission and run for the shelter. It was weird because the sky looked perfectly clear just a moment ago. One important thing I found about the Mavic is that it doesn't update its home position on the ground. It updates it in the air. That means I can't properly check its landing position accuracy. So tomorrow I'll continue the other tests. I put the drone in GPS mode and fly it around a bit. Now let's bring it back home. once again it lands really close to the start. I repeated the test multiple times and every time it lands within a 1 meter radius. Now I'll test position hold. The drone just sticks in place, holding its position firmly as I fly around it. No drifting at all. Right now it's connected to 32 to 34 satellites at once. That's excellent coverage. Now let's move to the final speed test. For this, I am using an 1800 mAh 4S battery. As soon as I take off, the drone started vibrating. The motors were running at high RPM and there was a heavier camera mounted high which was causing the vibration. So I remounted the camera directly on the drone and this is how it looks. But there's one issue. Every time I shift the camera position, I have to recalibrate the compass because the camera magnets interferes with the compass. Alright, I have done the calibration. Now let's test it. I ran 2 speed tests and the mission planner showed 15 meter per second or 54 km per hour. That's quite good. I checked again with a planned mission and it clocked the same 15 meter per second. Digging into the settings, we found the reason. The tilt angle was limited up to 15 degrees, so that's why it can't go any faster. In future testing, I'll change that. So wrapping up these results, this GPS performs really well. It gives accurate coordinate and holds steady even in cloudy weather. It's connecting to around 25 to 30 satellites at a time because it uses 4 satellite systems simultaneously. But there was one thing I really missed earlier, the buzzer. I stopped using it 2 years ago because I had to always find place for it. And this GPS buzzer is super useful. It beeps right before the props start spinning. In that way I don't have to stare at mission planner or the motors to check if it's armed. And I have already told you about its arming switch. So overall it's a nice GPS. I don't know about its price, but I have given its best buy link in the description. Now let's talk about another good thing of the video, the drone itself. This is one of my simple and compact builds that handle different battery sizes easily. It's not a brand new design, it's actually inspired from my earlier drones I designed 3 years back. Has one for 5 to 6 inch props and this one is for 6 to 8 inch props. All the file links are in the description. And if you are wondering about these two holes in the front, they are for mounting a Pi camera. If you have seen my drone tank video last year, I have used an OpenHD video transmission system in it. Back then I didn't go into much detail, but my upcoming video is of a custom transmitter using OpenHD. So do subscribe to check it out. So that's all in this video. And if you have got any suggestion on how can I make this drone faster or any suggestion for my future projects, then drop them in the comment section. I would love to hear them. So guys, if you have liked this video and found it informative, then please like, share and subscribe to my Mech Ninja YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching it. I'll catch you later with the next project.